Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Eastern Kingdoms Cup, which is a brand new dragon riding event coming in patch 10.1.7 of Dragonflight. This is a limited time event and we'll talk about all the dates and everything you need to know about this event in a minute. But before we jump into all of that, guys, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, Dragonflight PTR, and more, over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, the Eastern Kingdoms Cup is coming to World of Warcraft. It's officially been confirmed and is now on the calendar in patch 10.1.7. Now, currently, we're just coming out of the Kalimdor Cup event. This is a dragon riding event all around Kalimdor, and the Eastern Kingdoms Cup is essentially the same event just around the Eastern Kingdoms with some brand new races in all different difficulties. So, what do you need to know about this event is that it starts on October 4th and will last until October 17th. As mentioned, this is a time-limited event similar to the Kalimdor Cup, so make sure you play during that time because these races will only be available during that time of October 4th to October 17th. Similar to the Kalimdor Cup, there'll also be an introduction quest by the Rostrum of Transformation in Valdrakken, the exact same place where the previous quest was, but if you don't pick this up straight away, that's absolutely fine. It is retroactive, so if you've gone and done some of the races, then you pick up the quest, it will just auto-complete for you. The minimum level to race in the Kalimdor Cup is level 30, so I'm going to assume that the minimum level to race in the Eastern Kingdoms Cup will also be level 30. And this event will reward you with the Riders of Azeroth badges, the exact same currency from the Kalimdor Cup. And this actually works out really nicely as we'll talk about all of the brand new rewards later on in the video. So let's talk about the event itself. There are 14 brand new races all around the Eastern Kingdoms, available in normal, advanced, and reverse modes. Now, there is a new challenge mode coming in 10.1.7, but it doesn't look like this will be available for the Eastern Kingdoms Cup event, possibly in the future though, but as of right now there's going to be the 3 standard difficulties. So 14 brand new races over the entire Eastern Kingdom, so let's talk about the names and the locations of these races. So you have the Gilneas Gambit in Gilneas, obviously, the Searing Slalom in the Searing Gorge, the Deadwing Derby in the Deadwing Pass, the Gurubashi Gala in Stranglethorn Vale, the Blasted Lands Bowl in Blasted Lands. This one's really cool. It flies past a dark portal and things like that. I really like that a lot. The Krasworks Clash in the Twilight Highlands, the Lochmadan Loop in Lochmadan, the Twilight Terror in the Twilight Highlands again, the Elwyn Forest Flash in Elwyn Forest, the Ironforge Interceptor in Dunmoreau, the Plaguelands Plunge in the Eastern Plaguelands, the Fuselight Night Flight in the Badlands. Now, this is actually really cool. I just want to mention this one because the skybox actually changes when you do this race because it turns into a night flight, even if you're doing it during the day. So I really like that a lot. And finally, the Redridge Rally in Redridge Mountains. So some really cool races, some really cool locations for the races. Gilneas Gambit being one of my favorites just because you're going back to Gilneas. One of my least favorites is probably the Elwyn Forest Flash just because there's so many trees and you can't really see a lot. So some of them are harder than others, of course, similar to the Kalimdor Cup. But overall, just a really good bunch of locations and a really good bunch of races. So finally, let's talk about the rewards for the Eastern Kingdoms Cup. So all of the rewards for the Kalimdor Cup will be available once again. So the Dragon Riders Silk Transmog set, the Teal Scales for the Windborn Velocidrake, and the 2 customizations for the Winding Slitherdrake. So if you haven't got those already from the Kalimdor Cup, those will also be available once again during the Eastern Kingdoms Cup. And as mentioned, these will be sold for the Riders of Azeroth badges, which is the same currency you're currently building up during the Kalimdor Cup. So, what else is new here? So you now have a bunch of new customizations available for the Winding Slitherdrake. So for 50 Riders of Azeroth badges, you can now get yellow scales for your Slitherdrake. So this is not bronze scales. They are slightly different to the bronze scales. This was data mined way back at the beginning of Dragonflight, but this will be available for 50 badges. So that's quite a lot. But as mentioned, you know, if you've already got all the Kalimdor stuff, you might actually have enough to buy all of these things. You also have the Plated Horns customization for the Slitherdrake for 25, the Horned Brow for 25, the Finned Cheeks customization for 25, and the Sharked Fin Tail customization for 25 badges. So not a ton of new rewards, just mostly just customizations for the Winding Slitherdrake. But as mentioned, if you haven't got all the stuff from the Kalimdor Cup, you can now purchase that once again during the Eastern Kingdoms Cup, which I think is really good. Not removing those things, especially the Transmog set, for example. Really cool to see that coming back. Would have been cool to maybe see a recolor of it. Maybe we'll see that down the line in a future build, but as of right right now. It is the rewards from the Calendar Cup and the additional Slither Drake customizations. And also, of course, you're going to have a bunch of achievements linked to this. So obviously, meta achievements for getting gold on all the races, advanced gold, and of course, reverse. No reward for those, but there is a reward for completing all of them on gold on every difficulty, and that is a brand new title called the Eastern Kingdoms Racer. So, yeah. Standard kind of stuff here, very similar to the Kalimdor Cup, but it is going to be in the Eastern Kingdoms. This is the start of something beautiful. Of course, we're going to be getting races for Outland in like 10.2 and things like that. That's already been data mined, and of course, races for all of the other zones of World of Warcraft in the future. But the Eastern Kingdoms Cup, once again, as mentioned, starts on October 4th and will end on October 17th, so very, very soon. So let me know down below what you think of the Eastern Kingdoms Cup and which race sounds the best to you. Yeah, there's some really cool ones in here, and I'm really excited to fly around the Eastern Kingdoms in patch 10.1.7 on October 4th. So yeah, guys, if you like this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out streaming Dragonflight PTR, 10.2 PTR coming up real soon, so we're going to be diving into that as well. So yeah, if you want to check me out, guys, twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.